Women of Reddit, if a guy is interested in you, what is one small thing he can do to make you happy and show his interest? Look me in the eye when I'm talking and really listen. I used to think I sucked at flirting, but then I realized I was just a weirdo who never made eye contact. Makes a big difference. One time, I was talking to a girl and was looking her in the eye whilst she was talking to show a genuine interest. I should point out I didn't have a romantic interest in this person and didn't want anything from her. It was just a generic conversation. She told me that she felt uncomfortable with me staring at her constantly. So from experience, this doesn't work for me. Try blinking every 3.5 seconds. Just tell me, I desperately need the validation that someone wants me. Okay, but actually, let us vent or show emotion. Shutting us down is the best way to lose our interest. Edit. Whoa, this blew up. A lot of people are saying that they wouldn't prefer to be told straight up, and I just want to clarify some things. A. I personally would much rather be straight up asked as opposed to subtle hints, because I think straight up rejection is better than what ifs. B. I mentioned I'm not comfortable having a relationship with someone I don't really know well. However, that was poorly phrased. I was referring to some people just walking up to strangers and asking them out or slipping them numbers. For me, it's a basic courtesy to at least one conversation before asking people out. This is just my opinion. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Honestly, just show interest and let us express human emotion like anger, frustration, and sadness without immediately labeling us as crazy. Don't try to be someone you aren't. We want to know the real you. Share things you like with us. It makes us feel appreciated. A good girl will do the same, and also won't make you feel like less of a man, even if you have emotion. Despite people putting a lot of blame on men, there are women who are trash too. Everyone deserves a good person who makes them genuinely happy. Don't settle for less smiley face. Let us express human emotion like anger, frustration, and sadness without immediately labeling us as crazy. And don't assume that the woman expressing emotion is looking for you to solve her problems. Sometimes we need to vent and be angry and pissed off and have someone hear us. And if you don't know, ask, is this share my pain or fix my problem that you need? Validation. Women especially are told our emotions and reactions are irrational and ridiculous. Having someone else say they would feel and react similarly is massive for making us feel better. Like, I'm not crazy, I have a right to be upset about this, and you would too. My BF does this often. He remembers things that come up in conversation, like something that I really like, want to go do, and then surprise me with the thing or just research it, so we can have another shared interest. Knowing what somebody likes and dislikes is one thing, but taking the time to get to know what they like and expand your horizon is just incredible. He's already your BF though. I knew a guy who liked a friend of mine who did this. She thought it was sweet, but she didn't like when he did it because she just wasn't attracted to him. So this only works when you know the girl already likes you. It's true, it's a sad double standard, but it just seems way too overbearing and kind of annoying when they're fussing over you like that and you're not into them. It's not a double standard. You want people who you like to be interested in you. You don't want people you don't like to be. There's something particularly discouraging about opening up to someone, only to realize midway through a story that they've been scrolling through their phone, not looking up the entire time. You've probably noticed it around you too. Couples or small groups of people sitting across from each other, their eyes glued to their phones. How ironic is the disconnect in the desire to stay connected. Make a conscious effort to put your phone away and attend the date with the person you've decided to spend time with. Show someone that they're a priority. It shows that you're present and interested in being with them in that moment, that you're unwilling to be pulled out of intimacy by the slightest shift in cyberspace. I do that. My primary focus is always on what's in front of me. If I'm on a date, I'd only whip out the phone if I want to search something or show the person something in a way to augment our conversation. When I'm at work or with my kid, I'm the same. On the other hand, since this behavior has made me forget my phone for long periods of time, I often end up forgetting to chat/reply to PPL. So I come across as a bit crass or uninterested in them. It's a sword that cuts on both sides. Just hang out with me and watch some shows or movies or just do nothing. Let's hang out in our pajama/sweatpants and do nothing all day. I'll read or listen to an audiobook while you watch some sports or play video games. Or maybe we'll sit around and watch some hockey and order pizza. I don't need dinners or wine or jewelry or nice cars or hanging out with your buddies just so I can be seen. I don't need attempts to impress me or showing me off. I just want to sit on a sofa, drink some sangria, and do absolutely duck all. We don't even need to talk. I just want to be and want someone to be with me. Smile. Open doors. Make jokes, even corny ones. I like it when men are kind of bashful and awkward around me at first because they like me. Just tell me straight up. The guessing game is really bad for the both of us. Seriously, and if she's not interested, it gives her the opportunity to tell you before you fall too hard for her. Why do women always say this when in reality the opposite is true? I mean, unless you are some Brad Pitt god or something, this never seems to go down well, at least not to every single male I have ever known. Women, like men, are individualist humans. Some like this and some like that. Most people have an ideal mate in mind and a list of things they'd never be okay with. My list is different to your list mostly because my life experiences are different to yours, and a little bit because I'm of a different sex to you. If someone is already on the never list or nowhere near the ideal, then they aren't going to get anywhere just by signaling interest. It depends on how well you know the person. If it's an acquaintance, just start with a compliment. If you're friends, get her something you know she'll like, based on something she's mentioned before, and say, I saw this and it reminded me of you. Maybe it's a Christmas ornament of her favorite movie character Tinkerbell. Maybe it's a ghost pepper raspberry jam because you know she loves really hot food. Don't make it an expensive item, just make it show you listen. Seriously, if it's expensive then it seems kinda weird. Stick with a maximum $10 range for first time gifts. Also, showing vulnerability, just a little at first, but that will make her feel like you trust her enough to be open. That means a lot too. You don't have to be a manly man 100% of the time. Suggest a specific date plan, specific movie, restaurant, or outing based on previous conversation or mutual interest. Swoon. Wow, I haven't seen swoon used by anyone in years. Just let me be myself. If I'm going to rant about something, listen, because if you actually ask questions about it then it shows you care. Just pay attention to anything you notice that doesn't sound offensive and maybe mention it. Just a small thing like, did you cut your hair or something? If not, then just compliment my hair or something. IDK. If he is interested, then show that you care. Simple. Be yourself, smiley face. I'm old fashioned, so flowers. It doesn't have to be a big expensive thing. In fact, it is better if it isn't. Like maybe one nice flower. Give it with no expectation of reward. Just give it to her and say, I thought you would like this. Then don't hang out. Just give her time to process it. Unless of course she responds favorably, in which case you can ask her out to have tea or something low key like that. It sounds like this girl may be someone you haven't even approached yet, so this is an icebreaker. One of the sweetest things I've noticed is when a guy remembers something I've previously mentioned. A lot of people don't really listen when I talk, so when someone does, especially a guy, it means a lot. But straight up telling me might be the best course of action, because I'm really clueless when it comes to this sort of thing. Unless you straight up tell me that you're interested, I'll probably just convince myself that I'm imagining things, and games are just incredibly pointless and exhausting. Pay attention to me. That's literally it. I don't ask much. I'm so low maintenance it's crazy. But I swear one guy literally just talked with me, listening, responding, processing what I said, and just prompting me to go on. Only for like an hour. I fell head over my damn heels for weeks from just that conversation. It's been months and it still makes me elated to think of it. Keep the flirting to a minimum. I need time to assess you as a person and my feelings for you. I don't like feeling pressured into a relationship, and I'm sure no one else does either.